guys, everybody's here, and today we're doing a reaction video. I haven't done a reaction video in a long time. So yeah, today we're going to be doing Can You Beat Borderlands 2 Without Moving? I mean, by only walking backwards. Whatever. So, yeah, so today, we're going to be reacting to that. And also, Oboe Shoes is a really good Borderlands YouTuber. I like him. So yeah, let's react to this.
My last Borderlands 2 challenge run did pretty well, so in my never-ending quest to turn the Borderlands games into torture devices, I've come up with what is possibly the stupidest challenge run of all time. Can I beat Borderlands 2 by only walking backwards? So here's the rules. The only direction you can move is backwards. Jumping backwards is also allowed because I figured out that sometimes that was the only way to get unstuck, so yeah, technically it's not just a pure walking run, but whatever, fight me. All driving must also be backwards, which is very inconvenient since most cars have a terminal right behind their spawn, so you have to get out and punch the car a million times to turn it around before you can actually drive anywhere. To make sure I stuck to these rules, I whipped out my trusty Steam controller, don't judge me, and made it so that whichever direction I pressed the joystick, it would only register as pressing the S key. I picked Gauge because my plan was to just let Deathtrap carry me. That would prove to be the wrong choice. As soon as I started playing, one thing became clear. This was gonna suck. Walking across the flat open area to get to Claptrap's house was easy, but navigating the tight corners of his hallway was more annoying than I anticipated. I decided to farm Knuckle Dragger for a Hornet, which took like 25 runs because of course it did, and when I finally got the Hornet, it flew out of bounds and got stuck outside the map. A lesser man would have taken this as an omen from the gods to cease this foolhardy quest at once and go do literally anything else, but not me. I pressed forward, and like 15 minutes later, I finally got my Hornet. So, turns out walking backwards is a terrible tactic because you can't strafe back and forth while shooting something. If you want to move left or right, you have to rotate your entire aim 90 degrees, so you can't really shoot anything unless you're standing still. Also, trying to get melee kills when you can't walk forward is pretty awful. I had to reload the area 3 times to get all the Bullymong fur, and then Hammerlock didn't even have the decency to give me a Vladoff barrel, jerkbag. I will say that doing this run added an element of suspense to even the most simple tasks. Climbing up the Flint ship was nerve-wracking because I couldn't really see where I was going, and if I fell, I had to walk all the way back up. I killed Flint by abusing the corrosive dots from my Hornet, and then went to Three Horns Divide, which is where I encountered my first major setback.
Now use one to jump that gap.
I tried like 10 times, and I don't think the car actually has enough speed in reverse to clear the ramp, so I resorted to grenade jumping, which also took like 10 tries, and every time I messed up, I had to walk all the way back up, which took like a minute each time, so yeah, that was fun. At least Sanctuary was easy to navigate since I know that place better than I know myself. On the way to the Firehawk, I killed Savage Lee one time since I definitely wasn't going to farm him later, and he dropped a Herald first try. Also, the Firehawk's booby traps are surprisingly effective when you're essentially blind. Getting the car to the Bloodshot Stronghold wasn't fun. Neither was killing the bandit cars to get the parts. Seriously, this part took like half an hour because the cars would not spawn. The Bloodshot Stronghold was easier than I expected since my plan of letting Deathtrap tank everybody while I snuck past them actually worked. My unkempt Herald made short work of the Warden, and me and Rolly Boy headed back to Sanctuary. Next up was Tundra Express.
Also guys, by the way, if you hear like noises in the background, my friends are... I was playing PlayStation and I just wanted to make this video really quick, so, yeah.
I must have accidentally triggered every single mine on this map.
Don't make any sudden movements.
On my way to hijack the train, I discovered my second major setback. To activate Tina's bombs, you have to climb a ladder, which you can't do while moving backwards, but then I noticed a fence which was kinda close to the bombs. So, after a couple millennia of excruciating backwards platforming, I climbed the fence, rocket jumped onto the platform, and activated the bombs. Killing Wilhelm was easy because, again, unkempt Herald, but Roland was still in utter disbelief at my accomplishment.
You killed Wilhelm.
I hung out with Davis for a bit and then went to the fridge, which nobody likes. I got killed by Gluttonous Thresher, and then when I respawned, I got stuck inside the respawn beacon, which is pretty weird. Never seen that one before. I tried to switch to my rocket launcher to kill myself, but I also couldn't open the menu, so yeah, that sucked.
Hold on, guys. Sorry about this interruption, guys. Someone just texted me on my phone. It's from Reddit. Just got a notification from Reddit on my phone.
Sucked. I reloaded the area and gave the Thresher a taste of my Skyrocket special and then headed to Overlook for everyone's favorite part. Even though I was doing this stupid challenge, I actually only let the beacon get killed once, which is way better than I usually do, so not really sure how that happened. The Wildlife Preserve was next, and after spawning in, I fell off the map almost immediately. Other than that, it was pretty easy, although I forgot to grab Doctor's orders, which made me feel like a big dum-dum. But it all turned out okay because I got to hear Jack say the magic word. Thousand Cuts was also pretty
Yeah,
uneventful. I
I
met Face
heard that
McShooty,
too.
joined the slabs, killed
I heard that too when I was playing Borderlands 2 and I was fighting Bloodwing.
Sarcastic Slab, you know, the huge. The only problem was I constantly got hit by mortars since I couldn't exactly see the target circles, and Brick was not happy about that. Opportunity was next, and literally nothing interesting happened here. So now's the perfect time to mention I have more stupid Borderlands challenge runs over on my second channel, and I'll be doing a whole lot
Yeah,
more when
boys,
Borderlands
go subscribe to Oboshi's 2. It's way better than this channel, honestly.
3 comes out. My latest one is Borderlands 1, but I'm only allowed to use corrosive weapons because, you know, corrosion. It's going really good so far. I had to farm a vending machine for 3 hours. Back to business. At this point in the run, I was hurting for XP, so I decided to farm some mutated Varkids to level 25. Fun fact, Death Trap is the worst possible action skill to do this with because he just seeks out all the larval Varkids and kills them before he can even get them into pods. Thanks, Death Trap. With 20 skill points and some fresh new guns, I made my way up to the bunker. Dodging the target circles was, again, not easy because I couldn't see where I was going. During the fight with Bunker, I fell off the platform 3 times because for some reason there's parts of it with no guardrail. And then, Bunker didn't even have the decency to give me a 94 sham. Roland died, no one cried, and then it was time for Sawtooth Cauldron. The less said about that place, the better. The last stretch of the game can be kind of a slog, and I wasn't interested in putting
fucking hate Sawtooth Cauldron. Such a bad location.
In any effort, so I farmed Hunter Helquist for a B shield, but it was level 28, so then I went and hit up Tinder Snowflake for some XP. After I hit level 28, I made my way through the Arid Nexus, and surprisingly, I was able to reverse ram the car into the Iridium Pipeline. But then I encountered my biggest challenge yet, the ladder inside of the Iridium Pipeline. Now, as we already discussed, I can't climb ladders, so I had to resort to rocket jumping, but my crappy rocket launcher wasn't cutting it, so I went and farmed King Mong for a Bada Boom. Unfortunately, even the Bada Boom couldn't give me the boost I needed, so I had to approach the problem from a different angle. Outside of the pipeline, there's a couple rocks that are kinda big and close to it, so I attempted to climb up those and grenade jump on top of the pipe. This really sucked because I had to do a finicky grenade jump to even get onto the main rock, which meant I barely had any grenades for the important jump, which I missed every single time. I tried to do this jump for like 2 hours, but no matter what I tried, I just could not get the height I needed. I was ready to call it there, but then I had an idea. Like so many problems in Borderlands 2, the answer was to use Salvador. I used the forbidden art of save editing to transform my gauge into a Gunzerker, which has an ability where if you throw a grenade, it spawns 2 grenades, doubling your jump height. It took a few more attempts, but I finally got it to work.
Wow!
Once I was on top of the pipe,
did not actually know that. Bro, I should do that for my Krieg, but I don't have PC. I want to play I want to play Maya, but there's no way I'm fucking playing. I mean, I can do the game over again. There is no fucking way I'm doing True Vault Hunter mode again. There's no way. Hopefully one day I can do that and I can play Maya. Hopefully. But Krieg is still alright. I love Krieg. I still love
top of
Krieg.
the pipeline, I was able to walk over to the travel button, and also I decided to use Sal for the rest of the run because he's way better. Saturn was no match for the B shield, neither was the Info Stockade, and neither was the Hero's Pass. There is this part where you gotta jump over the lava, which I was kinda worried about, but with Salvador's double grenade jump move, I jumped way over it on my first try, so that was a relief. B shielding the warrior was satisfying as always, and when I finally killed Jack, I was very ready for this stupid challenge run to be over already. And that, my friends, is the story of how a Gunzerker named Gage beat Borderlands 2 by only walking backwards.
Nice elbow shoes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. And if you want me to react to anything else, I can do that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.